Hello and welcome back to the colony with Man and the Ant. So today is a super exciting day. Today we are taking a quick look at Planet Zoo. Now if you are a long-time fan of the channel, you'll remember that Planet Coaster, from the same developers obviously, Frontier, Planet Coaster was a big favourite on the channel, a favourite of mine at the very least. I played a lot of Planet Coaster. It was in fact the first ever game that went up on the channel, mainly because I was a bit too excited to get the channel started before I had my Oculus touch controllers. So the first thing I ever did was a Planet Coaster series, and that series was long. We did a whole career mode playthrough, and all the DLC as well. It was well over 100 parts, I do believe, in the end, if you include the DLC. And I loved every minute of it, excluding some of the later challenges to get the roller coasters, which were quite tricky, and it took me several hours to get like one coaster done in one case. But yes, but today is very exciting. This is the Planet Zoo beta. So I have pre-ordered Planet Zoo. Don't pre-order games, but I have pre-ordered Planet Zoo. Don't, you know, do as I say, not as I do. In fact, I bought it during the Steam Christmas thing where you got tokens which you could use to get money off games, and because I had so many tokens because I bought the Valve Index, I pre-ordered Planet Zoo with all my lovely money, so that was a quite nice little treat. So we've got a career mode available to us, we've got a franchise available to us. We will start off with career mode just because that's what my sort of bread and butter for the Planet Coaster series was previously. As you can see, I've made a little avatar who's got this lovely snot green shirt on. He is also a little pudgy, just like myself, and he is based in the south of the UK as well, just like myself. So we're going to hit career, and he's going to turn into a white lion tiger. My word, that's be terrible. So it looks like we only have the one career mode thing in the beta. As I say, it is a beta. It's version 0.1.2.4410. So there is limited as to what you can see and what you can do. There are certain animals in it, not everything. So Sandbox itself is disabled. So let's start with Goodwin House. Renovated and renamed after its purchase by Bernard Goodwin in the 1980s, Goodwin House has since become one of the most respected zoos in the country. More recently, it has undergone a further renovation to update many of the habitats and facilities, but due to various issues, the work hasn't quite been completed, which is where you come in. Of course it is. So it's been a long time since I played Planet Coaster, so all of my knowledge, limited as it was, is just gone at this point. Like, I've got very little chance for remembering too much about how the controls work. Hopefully it'll all come flooding back to me. That's the plan, that's the plan. Obviously this, as I said, this is a beta, so this is the huge caveat that this is an early access look essentially. This isn't going to represent the final game, so any bugs or anything like that, and I have heard there are bugs in it, so if we do come across any bugs, don't freak out. The devs are obviously following up to everyone's beta advice and feedback and doing what they can to resolve it. So we've got a little bit of frame drop on the recording, so sorry if you see that stutter a little bit.
Sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the...
So we are getting a little bit of frame drop at the moment. Apologies if the game seems like it's stuttering a bit. The frame rate has dropped for me as well. It's dropped down to sort of 40-ish. I'm sure that's just a beta issue. We're not going to worry about that too much. It's just a sort of cutscene type thing, isn't it? But yeah, you may experience a little bit of stuttering going forward. I'm sure it'll sort itself out when the game gets started proper.
I own several zoos.
I'm sure you do, Bernie.
To show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a live breeding program.
Hilarious jokes, Bernie. Oh, you are a clown.
We're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly,
And your money, I'm
our
hoping.
old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So,
Ew.
it's up to you to finish everything.
Doesn't it have denture glue or something?
Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you into the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker. And
I'm sure she is.
you to be, too.
I'm sure she will.
I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or better, one that isn't on fire.
Oh, Bernie. Oh, he's a card, isn't he?
Hello there.
Hello, Nancy.
Rosy, fresh face of yours. I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire.
Hiya.
Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on.
I am
But
ready.
before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it?
Yes.
And visiting some of our beautiful animals.
Can we visit the grizzly bears?
Popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears.
Yay. let's close this, the objectives. We can get back to that little button there, obviously, yes. So holding down the middle button pivots the camera around, that's fairly normal. WASD moves the camera around laterally. Is that laterally? I don't know. A mouse wheel to zoom. Oh, and right click, holding down the right click also moves laterally as well. Here they are.
Did you know that grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year?
I did not know that.
But then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too.
I'm sure they would.
One of the bears, and you'll bring up its information panel.
So I just had to turn my cursor back on. Normally, I capture without the cursor, because if it manages to stay on screen when I'm doing a game with the controller or something, it's obviously very frustrating. I'll have to remember to turn that off afterwards. Otherwise, it's going to go horribly next time I record something.
This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel?
I would love to. It also needs a bit more enrichment. It's only partially covered. Let's hit the camera button. Look at that bloody bear.
This is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
It says previous camera, left and right. Left and right in the thing? There are no other cameras, you liar. Well, there's the cinematic one. I can't move that one. I like the orbit one. Yeah, that is beautiful, isn't it? Obviously, from the trailers and everything, you can see they've put... I wasn't trying to stare at his ass. They've put a huge amount of work into the detail on the animals, and it really does show. Very similar to Jurassic World Evolution, was it called? Which had a hugely detailed dinosaur set. But yeah, that looks amazing. I'd love for him to go in the sun a little bit. Almost. Almost. We're just going into the sun. Let's go back. Oh, look at him. Look at him. That looks amazing. What a cracking job. Immediately, what a cracking job they've done. So let's go and find the lions, which I'm sure will be shiny and blue. There it is.
Panthera leo leo, or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride, although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome.
Oh, Bernie. Bernie, what you like?
Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to our warthog habitat and see what needs doing there.
Look at that detail on the pattern on the fur on the side there. Oh, it's swimming. Oh, there's a little cub. You go away. Oh, my... Oh, the cub is swimming. I am immediately in love with this game. Oh. We had a bit of a crash then, but we're okay. A little bit of slowdown. Say a little bit. That's a lot of slowdown there. How cool is that? Get rid of that stupid thing. Yeah, something it doesn't like. The water maybe or something, but... Wow. If there's something that's going to sell my wife on this game, it's going to be this. Just a screenshot of this. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, you're playing? You're playing with that pesky rock? I suppose I should probably move on, shouldn't I? But I feel like I almost can't. Oh. Okay, we're going to have to move on. Just doesn't matter how cute that is. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of this. Obviously, I am going to do a series on Planet Zoo when it gets here in, I want to say November. I'm not too sure about that though now.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for warthogs.
It is a lovely space for water. That's what I thought when I saw it. I thought, if I was going to put something in here...
Warthogs.
If
So I'd like you to adopt...
It's missing the
To
warthogs.
adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
Okie dokie.
There we are, a pair of perfectly splendid warthogs for our
They're
zoo.
perfectly splendid.
Just click on them and select Buy from the side menu. Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works.
Because you don't trust me, Nancy.
Accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
Or because that'd be so terrible.
When you adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in the trade centre, where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat. Which,
Okay.
as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home?
So the game is still running about 45 frames a second. I didn't actually drop the settings down. Because when I first ran the intro to the game, it ran very badly. Like, you had a little bit of frame skip this time, but it ran a lot worse. I can't apply that, so we'll just see if that makes any difference. Did I just go back to high immediately? I did. It's not what I wanted. I wanted to go to medium. That's why I couldn't apply it. Not that it makes a huge amount of difference in terms of the looks, but I'd like it to be able to... In fact, it's still just pretty much locked at 40, 45, so we may as well just put it back again, hadn't we? I tried. I mean, that better be a lot. No, it's borderless, that's okay. I was going to say. Let's put it back to high. So it's got a little bit of... it's not quite smooth. I'm hoping that's obviously something they'll work on as they go through the game. Obviously, this park is quite detailed. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, isn't there? But what I would like to just very quickly do is I'm just going to pop out and bring up my task manager. And yeah, it seems to be... it's hard to tell, actually. Maybe it's CPU rather than GPU. I was wondering what it was hitting the most. Oh, no, it is CPU. My GPU, sorry, is up to like 80, 90%. So that is definitely the... I'm going to say bottleneck, but it's a 1080 Ti. So that may not be hopefully the right word. If this game is bottlenecked on a 1080 Ti, then it's going to be pretty miserable for a lot of other people. So, what have we got here? Click. Send to zoo. Do I just click here? I wasn't listening to her. Yes, perfect. And send to zoo. Here.
When you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade centre, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat.
Okay.
I've marked the trade centre's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
I'd love to. I'd love to, Nancy. Here he is.
As you can see, those caretakers don't hang about.
Where's he
They move
going?
those animals to their destination as fast as possible. Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals in quarantine before moving them into a habitat, but I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health.
The very rudest of health?
Warthog's habitat finished.
What does that mean, Nancy?
Nice and happy.
Oh, one's already there.
Each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way,
not
you'll
brilliant.
know
It's okay.
exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information.
So they're both down on nutrition and enrichment.
Sure, we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare.
We're not, Nancy.
We need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Okie dokie. Oh, down there, I see. I was waiting for something else to happen for some reason. Food trough, water bowl, perfect. Oh, bit of a freeze again. Now you want to put this, I guess, in view of the peeps. You want the people to be able to see. We don't want it near whatever that is. So should we put it like over here? And a water bowl.
Animals also require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in.
I'd love to.
That will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
And pop that over there.
Oh, Oh, nice work. You've got a knack for this, I see.
I am very good at placing things down on the ground.
To leave in a hurry, so this place is in a fair old state. Unfinished thingamajigs.
You going to fill something up?
All over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
Go on, have a bit of a play. Ah, they're kind of cute in a weird, knobbly-faced way, aren't they? It'd be nice to see them actually get a bit muddy, but I suppose you can't have everything. See this when he's been in the mud a bit longer? No, as I don't actually get dirty in the mud then, which, you know, would be nice, but there's a lot of detail in the game as is.
Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out?
I don't know, Nancy.
Sure, it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
Can we move this? No. A habitat gate, yes please. Oh, so it can go anywhere in a pre-existing wall as well, that's quite nice. Put it there, it breaks it, so we won't put it there. Let's put it over there then. Oh no, we're going to put it over here actually, where it really wants us to. Yeah, it really wants us to put it over there, so we'll put it over there.
Right. Let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches.
Oh,
I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
Well, you can't have it. Oh, that kind of works, okay. Oh no, obstructed. I've messed up, Rosie. Rosie? Nancy, I've messed up. That's not what I want to do either. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. No, I don't know how to... Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
Good
Looks
work.
about... Yeah, I thought so.
Before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier.
Yeah, like
Now,
this.
You've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat.
They can't, no.
At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in.
Anywhere in particular? You don't care where? In the corner then. That's where I'm gonna go for. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's bring that back down to 2 meters. About there. What I wanted to do is not that either. Ooh. That's what I wanted. Yes. Is that not done? Is that not done? Thought I did it. There we go.
Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on.
And that's not bad, is it?
I'm happy. And because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't.
It would, Nancy.
The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll...
That's what they are.
Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them.
All right, Nancy. She's getting a bit snarky, isn't she?
Habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think?
I do think.
4 of them in here.
They're pricey, aren't they? And there are the 2. Ooh, we clicked the wrong one. Oh, I clicked the wrong one.
While we wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable...
Here's the first one.
Water station and an appropriate food enrichment item.
Okay.
It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
That's what I said before. So we want a... I don't know if that's good. Are they ostriches or emus? Can't remember. I mean, it's got to be these things, right? How do you rotate? How do you rotate? I don't know. Okay. Well, for now, we're just going to put it down here. And then we want an enrichment item. Where's the enrichment item? Was it the same? Was that what the slow feeder is, maybe? Maybe that's their enrichment. It was! Bronze Star! Yay!
Oh, good to see the ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour?
43 miles per hour,
Heaven
you
forbid
say.
they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
Ah, Barney. What's he like?
Oh, Bernie certainly seems impressed. Did he do his speed camera joke?
He did.
Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostrich...
I kind of want to go closer to their eyes.
Let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make
Nope,
it easier
screw 'em.
for the keepers to feed
I'm
the
joking,
ostriches and
it's-
hippos,
of course we will.
build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals.
Oh, look at them run. Yes, let's do that. Where are we looking? One of these. Classic Keeper Hut Small? Keeper Hut Small? Planet Zoo Keeper Hut Small? I reckon a classic. How on earth do you rotate again? Oh, do I want to do that? Got no idea. Why is it none of the buttons you... Oh, there we go. It's holding down Z. Got there in the end. Where did you want me to put this? Anywhere in particular? No? Just wherever I like. Oh, over there I see it. So let's rotate that then, so it's actually facing the right direction. We can actually get it connected up to the path. I'd like to do... How do you do the free rotate again? Not that. Nope. Not that. Well, it suppose it doesn't matter too much for now, does it? I'm going to put it up a little bit, though, so they've got to go up some stairs. Do you know why? Just because I can. Just because I can. Oh, it's outside the placement area, is it? Oh, there we go. It's floating in the air. I thought it would be on a piece of raised ground, or at least like a raised wall.
Keeper hut can have multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests.
No.
Guests
That's why it's away from the main
don't like
path.
facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness.
And this here, I believe, is a staff-only path.
In case that wasn't clear.
It was very clear. Thank you,
Something that all
Rosie.
Facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built
It
keeper
looks
hut.
staff-only
Let's place
paths.
a transformer next to it, shall we?
So the staff-only paths are a relatively... I don't believe they're in Planet Coaster at all. I'm going to get so confused between the two things. But yes, so they are in this. You can have a keeper-only path or staff-only path to keep people away. And like you see, this keeper here has got his route into the hippo. I want to call it a hippodome. I do. I want to call it a hippodome. Well away from the guests. Not like the ostrich one there, which we put right there. We should have put over here, shouldn't we? So the guests weren't anywhere near it. But that's our fault. When I say our fault, I mean the game's fault, because I had very little choice in the matter.
Everything's gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off.
Okay. Or I can just hit escape, apparently. That'll do.
Now the keepers can start.
I wish I
using the
could
hut.
straighten them up a bit more, but I can't remember the controls. In
Put
fact,
it, they won't need to walk very.
hush a moment. Interface controls. Placement controls. Rotate. Z, yes. How do I... Oh, space to toggle angle snap on or off. So I guess that'd be it, wouldn't it? And flatten terrain, K. I wonder if that would have given me a...
To deliver it to the ostriches and hippos.
terrain underneath the thing there.
Let's get on to your next objective then. Bengal tigers. We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet.
Well, then you
Head
shouldn't.
to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away.
Every animal in this game looks spectacular, don't they? Absolutely spectacular. What else have I got? How do I... Where's... Hang on, let's just have a look at this a second. We've got an anaconda, we've got the lions, we've got a titan beetle, we've got timber wolves and a snow leopard, lemurs, giraffes, zebras, peafowls, hippos, bears, the Goliath bird-eater spider, the warthogs and the ostriches, we've got tortoises and elephants. That is a lot more than I expected. Is that genuinely everything that's in this zoo? Yep. Hello? But I can't click on it. No, can't click on it. It's better to go to the go through that, I suppose. And it seems to still be focused on the enclosure rather than the actual snakes. Maybe that's just how it works with the smaller animals. And somewhere in there, then there's a beetle, though I can't see it. I would like to see then what the... I've got a frog as well. Did I not see the frog before? The Goliath bird-eater is in here somewhere. Now, if you're not a fan of spiders, you may want to... Oh, there it is. Let me want to look away, I suppose. It's hard to see, but it's just there, look. Well, that would be if I can get rid of that blue. There, you can just make it out. Oh, that's a good little view of it, look. Goliath bird-eater is, as far as I'm aware, the biggest tarantula in the world. The size of a dinner plate they can get to. They are huge and they are fantastic. Although, obviously, not everybody agrees with that. Where are we going? Over here. Right.
Righty,
We've got nothing.
To build a habitat. From scratch. Land, wood and concrete, I expect. So go ahead and build it.
Everyone's
And don't
so
forget the
funny.
habitat gate. It's always best to place the habitat gate close to the keeper hut. As it happens, there's one quite near to the trade centre.
Is this it?
Oh, and make sure
No.
the guests will be able
Yes.
to see the tigers.
Of course, I'm not an idiot, Nancy. What does she think I am? So we'll do the habitat gate, and we shall put that... So I'm turning off angle snap, but there still does seem to be some angle snap involved. So we should put the habitat gate right up here in the corner. It's on the staff path. I'll move it down a little bit, shall we? Put it there. Grass and concrete. So we definitely want concrete. Does it have to bend, does it? You can't do a... Well, that's making it taller. We don't want to make it taller. No. Cancel. Cancel. Hold up. What's this? What's going on here? Get rid of that. Is that going to get rid of the gate as well? Can I not just... Edit? There we go. There we go. Okay, that's a bit better. So if we do it maybe like here, and here, and here, I like you can just go through the rock. We'll stop that there a second. We'll think about where we're going to put the glass barrier. Probably over that, all that side, yeah? I'm sure there must be a way of doing like 90 degrees. There's a straight or curved thing down here. If I do straight. Ah, there we go, yes. That'd make a little bit more sense for some of them. Nope. Not quite what I wanted, game. Thanks for trying. Let's do the glass barrier then. I feel like that's not doing the glass barrier. Is that this? Can't just come straight out at a 90-degree angle from that. Is that what you're telling me? Okay. So if I do that... that's not quite what I wanted, but okay. I suppose the fix for it would have been to build just a little bit of brick wall.
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously.
It's a little bit higgledy-piggledy, isn't it? But
make sure those tigers can't
it'll
jump
do.
out of their habitat, don't you think? The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier.
If you just said that to start with, Nancy.
Okay, then. You should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode.
Yeah.
Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool. Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a minimum height of 4 meters.
How high does it go? Pretty high is the answer to that.
That's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore.
They will definitely not.
It's time we adopted those tigers.
That is much taller than I was anticipating. Look at that. Kind of dominates the rest of the map a little bit, doesn't it? Oh well, is what it is. We're going to live with that for now. There's nothing here. Our storage. Well, they're very expensive, but it is a tiger, I suppose.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival.
We should.
We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Something like this, you mean?
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different.
A sodden wall.
Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from.
There's the first one.
Is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but
if I do it now, they're going to drown.
You should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
Okay. Terrain. Try again. Terrain. Water tool. Calm water. Blop. Blop. How does this work? Apply brush. Is it? Can I not because there's a tiger in it? Is that a problem? Is it because I got the tiger selected?
Yes.
There we go.
Nicely.
I'd sort of select the height of it.
The warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
Why don't I, Nancy? Why don't I? Try to see if I can get it a little bit higher. I don't think I can, but that's fine. What have we got in terms of toys? We have a frozen blood pumpkin. Lovely, that sounds delightful. Let's pop that down right next to the wall. We've got a rubbing pad as well. Let's put that over here. No, over here?
Okay, it's really starting to take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely the bad weather. Although given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather. Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable...
Oh, he's eating the blood pumpkin.
Just pop down the blueprint that I've
How
already
cute.
built for you.
How cute. Look at the blood pumpkin. Sorry, Nancy. A small shelter, you say? We want to do this so they can't really be spied on by the guests, right? So if we do it like there.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel.
Okay.
Rightio. Click on the terrain tab. That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel about the different types of terrain.
Oh, they don't like the... They need more long grass.
More of or less of in this habitat.
A lot less soil. No, more soil.
Okay then, open the terrain editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of
Painting. Light soil? That's bloody huge. Can we make that a bit smaller? It appears to be doing very little now. Is it 2? It's on 1. That's probably a bit too small, isn't it? Is that too much soil? Oh no, that's the perfect amount of soil. And then a little bit of long grass. No. Oh, now taking away their soil though. Because it's already on long grass there. Is that the problem? That's why it wasn't doing it. Okay, this is going to be a problematic little thing, isn't it? Try and get the long grass there. Then everything else goes. One needs less long grass, much less long grass. I completely misunderstood. Short grass. Let's get rid of some of this long grass. Keep it all the short grass in the green. And then soil.
Right then.
There we
All
go.
animals need plants and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, or Asia, Europe.
I understand
that sort of
biome,
thing.
Nancy.
It looks like
I'm a
these tigers need
zookeeper.
a few more plants in their habitat. To get a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab.
Ooh,
Now,
severely
as you
inappropriate.
can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes. You can remove them if you want.
I would love to. What's a wattle
Find all of
bush?
the plants you need in the nature
That.
section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
What else do we like? The hawkthorn acacia. Hookthorn acacia. Let's get rid of that. It's no good for our tigers. Where are you, tiger? So you're happy with everything else, but we need tropical temperate Asia. How do we filter? Biome. Tropical temperate Asia. Oh, I like how that works. It's obviously very simple, but I like it. Let's just go a bit crazy with this then, shall we? Well, just calm down. Let's maybe not go crazy. We'll have a couple of banana palms. Bird's nest fern. Chill out wall getting in my way. Nope. A couple more hawkthorn bushes. A little bit of bracken. Sort of put a bit of that around the on the edge of the water over here. Mix it up with some other bracken. Oh yeah, nice bit of big bracken. Nice. And there's some coconut palms up here. There's another one, isn't there? Yes. Where's my tiger? Where's my tiger? There's one. Oh, needs a bit more coverage. It's happy with all the plants, though. That's the main thing, I suppose. Let's pop a bit more around the back here. What's this? Have I favorited it? I think I did. It's getting there, isn't it? Bird's nest fern. Put a few of those around here. Oh, it's very close now. Let's just get rid of that. Now we know it's okay, I suppose. It's a bit silly just to leave it there, isn't it? Is that floating in midair? It is. It's got to be close now, right? It is, it's green. Let's just do a couple of these. Oh, there we go. That'll do.
They say that good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so...
Does look quite cool, doesn't it?
Even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Right.
Refilling the blood
Let's head
pumpkin
over
from a
to the
bucket.
Indian
Perfect.
peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare.
Do we now?
Now then, just find one of the peafowls and select them to open their information panel. Then we can have a good gander at how they're doing.
That's a
Although
goose.
Technically, I suppose gandering...
Ha! She made the same joke that I did. Brilliant.
expand their social welfare, and we can get a bit more...
Oh, social group is very bad, yes. Is this what you call an Indian peafowl?
Got plenty of
It's a
space,
peacock.
and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right.
Are they not calling them
Let's find
peacocks
out.
because of the word,
Click on
the C word that's in
top
there?
of their information
Or is
panel to see
peafowl
what's
the
wrong.
technical name they should be using?
Right, as you can see, the
Yeah, not
peafowls
enough.
need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls. Well, off you pop to the animal market.
All right, you cheeky so-and-so, I'm working on it.
Good work on those peafowls. I expect they'll be delivered
Thanks.
soon. But sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy. Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her.
Oh, escape doesn't get rid of the objective menu, I see. So I want to wait for our keepers to deliver our peafowls. Wherever they happen to be. Keepers. Yeah, frame rate's taken a bit of a dip again. Here are some of the... This is the first guest we've really looked at. Looking pretty happy with their day. Here are some keepers coming, look. The zoo adult ticket price is good. I'm having a great time. I want to go on a small steam train. Pop. Wonderful. Right, let's look at the snow leopard then. Hold up. That's bloody beautiful. It's obviously quite a simplistic rendition of the British countryside, but it's not something you see very often. The rolling British hills with their hedgerows and stuff. That's awesome. Couldn't be happier with that. What are you looking at in here? It says giraffes. Giraffes and zebras. How cool is that? How cool is that? The texture on the fur is insane. Insane. Looks so good. Snow leopard, I was listening.
Just like people, animals can suffer from stress.
Come here, you.
if things aren't
Let me click on you.
You know, like when you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag.
Where did you get the snow
In
from?
the case of these snow leopards, they're a bit stressed by their lack of privacy. You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barriers for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, famously a very private animal.
Get away from the prying eyes of the guests.
Ah, so just this little bit here so they can hide inside their cave, I see. So if we go down to barriers and get rid of this. One-way glass. No?
Of course, when an animal isn't in its natural biome, it's probably going to be too hot or too cold. Unsurprisingly for the snow leopards, it's too hot.
Of course it is.
The terrible British weather. You should help cool it down by adding some coolers to their habitat. But let's start by opening up the temperature heat map and having a look-see at the temperature in the leopard's habitat.
I found it, Nancy, don't worry. It's quite cool over here.
As you can see,
Quite hot over here.
Cooler in there. Let's pop some more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as we can.
That makes a lot of sense, Nancy.
This habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future. Just so you know, if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered.
Okay. Where's this power come from? Where does this power come from, Nancy? How does power work in this game? I'm sure we'll figure it out. Coolers. Habitat. Coolers. Well, that's what that is there, is it? I see.
You can find heat maps for all sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to explore them and make good use of them.
Maybe a little bit too many.
It'll take a little while for the temperature to adjust once you've added coolers or heaters, but now we've got the coolers in, we can address the leopard's terrain welfare. You see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock, so let's make that happen.
Let's make that happen. So just make everything snow covered. I thought the snow would come with the temperature, to be honest. I'm just going to go stum and stum.
Now then, all of that should give you a pretty good understanding of how to make animals happy. So I'd like you to go and check
Oh,
all the other animals in the
bit
zoo
too far
and fix
outside, but that's
some
okay.
issues with their habitats. That'll increase the average welfare of the animals across the whole zoo. And that average welfare is a very important statistic.
I bet it is, Nancy. I bet it is.
All your animals are doing in the zoo. You should go into zoo management and then into the animals section.
Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So he's quite happy. He's all right. So let's have a look at all of our
This
animals.
list shows you the animals' overall welfare. So
It does.
if something's amiss, then you can quickly pop over to them using the locate button. Right, I'm off for a cuppa while you make sure all the animals are well looked after.
All right, thanks, Nancy. So the Indian peafowls are still quite unhappy, aren't they? Should we have a look at those? Nutrition is... They have severe nutrition issues. The animal is starving. Do they have a feeding thing? There is a small water bowl. I can't see anything else. They have whatever. Is this feed? That is feed. So that should somewhat help their nutrition. Some of them are absolutely starving. How would I solve that? Oh, that's immediately gone 100% now. Okay. So the habitat isn't great. The terrain and plants are terrible. Let's have a look at that then. They need more... No, they need less short grass and more soil. Less short grass, more soil, please. So let's bring up... Oh, it's underneath this, isn't it? No. Is that not the terrain painter? Or is it's just massive and I can't see the menu anymore? There we go. Let's turn this all down a little bit then. A bit more. That's snow. That's snow. They definitely don't want snow. More snow, less short grass. I feel like I should make this bigger. And more intense. Just everything, really. It's going to make the habitat look a little sparse, though, isn't it? So that's the only thing, but maybe that's not my problem. As long as the animal's happy, right? Sod everyone else. So that's enough grass now, but also we still need to get enough soil, sorry. We still need to get rid of some of this grass, though. So we shall keep going. Is the maze for the peacock's benefit? It's almost a shame because it's going to turn this lovely sort of green hedge maze that's in the middle of the park to a barren thing, isn't it? There we go. That is all happy now. What do we want for plants then? Plants you're not happy about. You're okay with your plants. You want temperate Asian plants. Let's get rid of that. Nature? Yes. Filter. Continent is still Asian? Yes, it is. Biome. Let's go to tropical. We can get some lovely little... lovely things here, can't we? What else have we got? That's insane. I don't want that. Lovely black thorn bush at the top here. Yeah. And some smaller ones on the other side. Yeah. We had bracken in the other one. A beech tree. Oh my word. Don't think I want a beech tree. It might be a bit excessive. Some lovely tall bamboo though. Don't want to do that. Don't want to edit the building. Let's stop that. Let's go back to the peacocks and just bring that up again. So it's got 0 plants, but it's got plants there. Let's just carry on with what we were doing. Then we had some bamboo, didn't we? I'm going to be a little haphazard with this. We're not going to get it too perfect. Obviously, when we're doing the game proper, we will be a little bit more focused on trying to make things perfect. Is that too much? Hold up. Is that too much? I want it down there. That is... I've gone too far, haven't I? I've gone too far. Okay. Yep, gone too far. Damn it. Okay, let's go to all our fancy things. Was it too far to start then? Have I been adding stuff pointlessly? Peacock, come here. Yep, still too much. I thought I was doing good. I was not doing good. But that's all part of a building. So that isn't. But everything else is. So there's very little I can do about the rest of it, isn't there? I can't see anything else I could remove. So I guess they're going to have to live with that as is then. But habitat's gone up quite a lot. Enrichment. There's no food enrichment. Insufficient food enrichment. What is food enrichment? Species. Indian peafowl. Like a water pipe? Is that what that means? Or just general food? Should I put just another food bowl in? Or enrichment items. There we go. Forage box. That's what we sort of want. Probably more of a slow feeder would be a bit more suitable. I'll put another sprinkler in as well. I know there's already one somewhere. I don't know, I'll leave that. Oh, the enrichment's well up now. Enrichment's well up now. Okay, right. So we're getting the hang of this then. We're getting the hang of this. Let's turn that off. So let's judge it by welfare again. So the African elephant isn't too happy. Yeah, I'm already there. Thank you. So let's go and take a look at our elephants we've not seen yet, actually. Here they are. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right. They're lacking a food and toy enrichment. So we can do that. That's a nice easy one to start with. Let's change the filter. What kind of elephant is it? African. Enrichment. Was it food and toy? So let's get them a large roll-in barrel feeder. Food enrichment is now perfect. And toy enrichment. Let's get them a lovely rubbing pillar, shall we? And put that over there. I could do with a little bit more, so we'll get them a large ball as well. Perfect. And then habitat-wise, well, it's not terrible. 63, but everything's above 63. So I am a little confused as to why habitat would be 63.
Not bad. Not
Oh,
bad.
hello.
Or,
Done.
I think it's fair
Job
to say
done.
you've passed the first part of your training with flying colours.
I think I have as well.
Lots more to learn, but we'll have to head to another one of Bernie's zoos for that. If you want to grab your passport, we'll head off, shall we?
Well, there we go then. That is where I'm going to leave my first
Sounds
quick
like
look.
You've got the whole zoo purring away nicely. Well, purring, grunting, screaming, booming. All the appropriate noises. I guess I was right to hire you, huh?
I guess you were.
Don't tell her I told you, but Nancy wasn't sure you'd even last the morning.
Nancy.
We're happy this is working out. And Nancy owes me a foxy coffee.
Did you just get scratched in the face?
As strange as it seems, considering we just met, when I look at you, I feel like you're the child.
Oh, he lost.
After
Oh, he
what I did
lost.
have, obviously. But you see, zookeeping's not for my daughter. Don't get me wrong. Emma absolutely loves animals.
If the scratch is healed then, or if it just like it's got permanent scars now.
Wants to save the entire planet. I'll just settle for saving a couple of species. And maybe having a type of frog named after me.
Oh, Bernie. You. They are injured. They're actually injured. That is cool as well. Obviously, it's not cool they're injured, but it's just cool that it's a thing. Let's take a very quick look at the lemurs, since we haven't really seen the lemurs yet. Oh, there they are. Again, the fur texture looks just insanely good, doesn't it? Insanely good. Right then, that is where we are going to leave a Planet Zoo for now. That is the only current career mission open to us. Should we save it? Why not? It's not going to matter because it's not going to carry across to the main game, so it's entirely irrelevant. But there we go. Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I cannot wait. Genuinely cannot wait to get involved in that as a full series. It is going to be so damned good. So good. As I said, I'm going to leave that there for now. There is the franchise thing we can look at, maybe. Let me know. Let me know down in the comments if you want to carry on and have a look at the franchise as well before the beta finishes, which is fairly soon. So let me know fairly promptish if you want to see more, because I'll have to get on that before it finishes. I hope you enjoyed that half as much as I did, and I hope you're looking forward to seeing a Planet Zoo series. I know it doesn't really quite fit with the general VR theme of the channel, but it fits in quite well with Empires of the Undergrowth. It's all animal focused, right? Not quite as savage as Empires of the Undergrowth, but still animals, so that's good. Yeah, I think so. If you enjoyed that, do click the like button. It really is appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget, I do stream on Wednesdays at 6 PM. Hopefully I'll see you there. Otherwise, I will see you at some point back in Planet Zoo, which again, I'm super looking forward to. Or I'll see you in some other magical adventure somewhere else. And until then, thank you very much for joining me.